Hi. So do you ever feel like you would love to know what music theory or chord progressions they use in a track you just listened to? Well, we can use AI technology tools like BandLab Splitter to help with this. It is a great tool for practicing, remixing, for DJs and sampling. And in this video, I show you 2 ways I use it in my music production workflow to get over some common music theory hurdles. So subscribe to get some more cool tips like this, and let's get into it. So first, we're going to talk a little bit about Splitter. So right now it's an app only available. So we're opening the app, we're adding a new track into the Splitter. So now it's divided to vocals, drums, bass, and other. So we can go and solo example vocals. So as you can see, we can hear now vocals separately, or we can hear the drums separately from the track. So I uploaded my track Runway, and in that one, the bass is abbreviated bass, which it automatically put to others as a synth. So we can also loop certain sections. And we can listen to a couple of the tracks same time by soloing them or muting tracks. We also have a control to adjust the speed of the track.
The steps go 1, 2, 3. This is now my runway.
Or we can use a control to transpose the track higher or lower.
This is now my runway. This is now my
And we can also, of course, control the volumes of each stem. So you can see that it's really simple tool to dissect a song, so either for music theory or for practicing purposes. So now when we have a separated stems, we can either import them into BandLab Studio, or we can, example, download them and put them into Ableton Live. So if we decide to open them in a studio, we can go to the browser and open them in BandLab on the browser. As you can see, all the stems are here in the project, and we can solo them, mute them, we can pitch shift.
This is now my runway.
Or we can make them go faster or slower, so example, perfect for practicing. But hey, let me now show you how I use them in Ableton Live as music theory tools. Okay, let's go. So we're going to start by putting all the stems in Ableton Live audio tracks. So as you can see, all the stems are here. So now I want to use them as a music theory tools, but again, make sure you're not copying what anyone else has done, but we're using this as inspiration for our own tracks or analyzing of what people have done so that we can actually learn more about music theory. So first, I'm gonna find harmonic quality, so chords or melody line that I really like. So for example, this one, I'm gonna highlight the area, press Command E to separate it, and then right click and select Convert Harmony into New MIDI Track. So it creates a new MIDI track and a clip with chords. So this example was a super clear chord. It was more of a melody line. But what it does is that we can actually now use these notes to detect the main melody or the main chord progression from it. So we can extend the notes to make them a little bit more clear, or we can remove any of the odd ones out. So this not only allows us to analyze how the original chord progression has been created, but it also allows us to create our own clip out of it. Again, remember not to copy anyone's work, just be inspired by it. So if you're not sure what key it is in, so you can go to the scale option and use it to figure it out. So example, this chord that we got from the original stem starts with 2 Ds and 1 G. So try D major, D minor, G major, G minor. So example, my track was in G minor. How you know is that all the clips, all the notes are on the colorful lines. So now what I'm going to do is start customizing this clip even more for my taste. So we can do the same thing with melody lines. So my track has this really cool violin hook. So I'm going to highlight that area, Command E, separate it, and then right click it to select Convert Melody into New MIDI Track. Again, it creates another MIDI track with a clip on it. Again, it needs a little bit cleaning, especially rhythmically. So I'm just gonna extend some of the notes. Now let's do the same with the drums. So we're gonna find a drum beat. Highlight the area. And what I want to do here is just make sure that the transients are in the right place, because it does make it easier to convert it into MIDI. So I'm just going to select and correct the transients. Right click the clip and convert drums into new MIDI track. It opens in drum rack. And we get the rhythm. And what I want to do is actually add also open hi-hats like the original beat later in the song has as well. So great way to extract a groove from a stem from another song and use it as an inspiration. Again, same thing with the bass line. And this time we're going to use again, convert melody into new MIDI track. So by converting it, it gives the original groove, but obviously we can fix it, we can customize it exactly as we like. So as you can see, this is super beneficial for us for analyzing, but also getting inspiration for a track. So what I'm gonna do is delete the stems for now, and I'm just gonna start arranging this track that I got inspired by these stems. So I'm going to customize the MIDI note first. And then I'm going to find a better instruments to find my taste. So example, Roland Juno 106. And then obviously customize also the drums as well as the synth solo and the chords. We're going to now bring the stems actually back, because there's another way that we can use them to analyze music theory, especially arrangement. So we can now go into the song and analyze, where does, example, intro start? Where does verse 1 start? Where does a chorus start? And we can use the markers in Ableton Live to create a little note on where does all of this go. So example, we have now intro, verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus, and then another bridge, and then another chorus. So this now means that we can measure each section and see how long they are. So example, all the choruses in this track are 16 bars long. So what's very beneficial about having them all in stems is the fact that we can solo one of the stems and analyze what happens in it. So what has the producer done to create, example, a bridge or chorus? So we can analyze each instrument in arrangement separately, which then obviously can help us to create our own arrangement. So now using the markers, I'm creating my own arrangement using the clips that I have created. So this has now created us a nice little draft of a song that we can now start to work on more. So the stems gave us the scale, the chord progression as well as the beat and the groove of the original track, but nothing else is similar, or nothing else is like, it still doesn't sound like the original track. So I thought Splitter was a really cool way to create firstly a workflow, but also to overcome any of those chord progression issues or arrangement issues that you might have. Thank you so much for watching. Remember that the conversation continues in Discord, and these are my amazing, amazing, amazing Patreons. Okay, love you, bye.